Honda, talk a little football. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. How we doing today?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for taking a few minutes. Before we touch on some of your high school past and college days and all that stuff, I wanted to get your thoughts on Wentzylvania and the new quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of buzz around this kid. What was your impression of him last week?
We're 1-0, aren't we? I think that kind of sums it up. We're 1-0. No, again, I didn't watch the whole game, but I watched some of it, and he certainly comes with obviously some great recommendations. So we got to give him a chance. You got to remember he's a rookie too. And what did he play? One preseason game, and then he got out for 4 weeks. So look, we're 1-0, and we picked up a first-round draft choice and a fourth-round draft choice. So good opportunity to build going forward.
Brian, talk a little bit about your high school days, Sterling graduate. This time of year, it's kind of the first, opening week. Then you have week 2, and everybody's kind of still positive about their season. There's a lot of energy at the stadium every Friday night. What are some of your recollections about high school ball and how much that meant to you in those Friday night lights?
Well, the fellas that I played with, we still get together every Super Bowl Sunday for a brunch, and there's a lot of camaraderie, and we had a lot of success. So a lot of those guys, that was some of the best times of their lives, including myself. I mean, it was great to experience that. So all the fellas out there and all the kids playing, I mean, enjoy it while you can, because it doesn't last forever. Like I said, we get together every Super Bowl Sunday, and, not that I've been out for a couple of years, but it's been quite a while.
Yeah, before you know it, it's your 20th reunion, then your 25th, and oh boy, you start to feel your age a little bit.
Whoa! Who said that? I've only been out a few years.
You're coming up on your 10th anniversary, right?
Exactly.
What do you remember about actual game night? Did you kind of get the butterflies? What was going through your mind before a big game on a Friday night?
I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure I was nervous. I mean, every time I play in a golf tournament, I can't even hold the club, so I'm sure it was similar until you get out there and you get knocked to the ground the first time, and you get back up and realize, hey, you're here and you're doing it. So, it's natural to be a little nervous. But again, those who can control their nerves the best usually play the best. So,
talking with Brian Broomell, general manager of Boardwalk Honda, who a former high school star at Sterling and went on to Temple University. Brian, talk a little bit about the difference between high school and college football for some of these guys that are playing high school ball now, who are looking to go on to play at the next level. What's the biggest challenge when you make that jump from senior year of high school to freshman year of college?
Well, it's usually size and speed. I mean, the people just get a lot bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's a lot of all-stars. Everybody's an all-star when you get there. Everybody has a track record. Funny story, when I actually tried out in the NFL, I flew down to Atlanta, and I was coming out of the CFL, and I get to Atlanta, and I get to their complex, and I go into the admin building, and a guy about 6'5" comes out of the side office, and he's in front of me, and I'm like, look at the size of these linebackers. Look how big these guys are. Well, it wasn't a linebacker; it was another quarterback, and he was 6'5", named Steve Barkowski.
Oh, okay.
So the thing that happens when you go level to level, the people just get bigger and faster, and everybody's a star. So it's kind of humiliating a little bit, as humbling, I should say. Where you get there, because again, you got to go back to work and work just as hard as you did in high school.
Now, Brian, Josh Henning, the host of Friday Night Live, which you guys sponsor, wanted me to ask you about your days in the Canadian Football League. You led the Edmonton Eskimos to a couple of Grey Cups. What was that like playing in the Canadian Football League?
Josh has his facts a little twisted. I was there, but I didn't exactly lead Edmonton. I was on the team. We were Grey Cup champs. Warren Moon was actually the starting quarterback.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, but it was a great experience. The thing is, up there, it's no different than down here, except, again, the people are bigger and faster down here. It gets very exciting. It's very, competitive, and you're out there trying to win. So it was great. The game's a little different. They have a lot of motion going on. The field's a little bigger, but it's still blocking and tackling, and it was a great experience for me.
What was it like playing with Warren Moon? I think he kind of gets underrated a lot when you talk about NFL history in terms of really good quarterbacks. He was so fun to watch. I know I watched him growing up in the 80s into the early 90s. Had some incredible seasons in the NFL, but he really was a star in the CFL.
Well, I can't say enough about Warren. He was a real class act, in my opinion. I mean, I was there for 2.5 years, 3 years, and the guy just really handled himself like a professional, very polished. I saw him one time in practice throw a ball actually going backwards about 65, 70 yards downfield off of 1 foot. I mean, the guy had a great arm. He was a great athlete, and like I said, he was a class act. He really was.
What's it like when you see a guy with that kind of arm? I mean, you don't see that on the high school level, obviously, and not much on the college level. I mean, that's what we call a pro arm.
Absolutely. There's a lot of guys out there, though, that can really throw the ball. I've seen a lot of players come through that can really throw it, but then to be able to throw it and be accurate with it and handle the rest of the pressures, that's what means it all.
We're talking with Brian Broomell from Boardwalk Honda. Brian, talk about your time at Temple a little bit. What was that like as a college football player? A lot different than high school. You almost have to treat it like a job. It's a kind of a 24/7 thing, always on your mind. You're watching a lot more film, longer workouts, that kind of thing. For high school kids now who are looking to play in college, how much different is that an experience when you're talking about football every day and not just a few months out of the year?
Well, yeah, you have the off-season programs, but I'll tell you right now, from what I understand and see going on in the high school levels, I mean, these guys are working probably year-round. Back when, I was growing up back in the, let's not say those years, but anyway, you played like football, baseball, and basketball.
Right.
Now they got my son. He's playing baseball 12 months out of the year. I forced him to play some town basketball just to break it up. So I think the kids in high school nowadays are really going at it much harder and longer during the year than we did back when I was going through high school. But when you do get to college, yeah, you're watching film and you have all-season training, and it's a constant grind to keep your academics up. But again, I'm sure the high school kids are doing the same thing nowadays based on what I see.
Brian, talk a little bit about Boardwalk Honda. You guys have an incredible new showroom over there. I know it's taken a long time to get that thing put together, but it's really been worth it. Just an amazing showroom there, the newly constructed Boardwalk Honda. Talk about that a little bit, the process of going through that, and why you felt like you needed that. And it really is an awesome facility you guys have over there now.
Well, the last 14 months have been like all-season training, total pain. But we are in the new building, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's got to be the nicest facility in Atlantic County as far as the showroom and the service combination. The whole lot has got repaved, and, if you haven't seen it, folks out there, just stop in. I mean, it is a really nice facility. We've put a lot of different things in for the service customers also, speed doors in the back, new waiting area. So, yeah, we're really proud of it. And, again, it's like being on a championship team. If we're talking football, we finished first in the division with this new, showroom and things. So it's really something great, and I'm really proud of it. So appreciate you bringing it up. And
one thing you guys are pretty into is what do they call it, the Teen Safe Driving Initiative, or, trying to get teenagers to understand the dangers of driving, how to handle different situations, not texting while they're driving, all that stuff. How involved are you guys with that program in getting these teenagers to, these kids turn 17, they all want to drive, they want to get out there on the roads, but they have to realize there's a lot that goes into being a good driver.
Well, there's no question about it, and it's a learning experience. One of our salespeople is a facilitator for Pass the Keys. We went through a situation a few years back where we really got a great education on it. And, we do support the program. My son actually just started driving a year ago, and I really don't want to talk about his driving record so far. So believe me, I understand. And for all the folks out there, it is important that you get involved with your child when they do start driving, because it is scary out there. So we do take pride in being part of the Pass the Keys. It is a great program.
Now, do you get a lot of questions from parents looking to get their kids a car about the safety of your vehicles? I know Honda's one of the best automobiles in the country, and what do you tell parents who say, "Hey, I'm looking for a good car at a good price," and also worried about their kids' safety?
Honda does have that reputation, so it kind of makes it easy to folks that come in here are looking for that kind of car for their young driver. A lot of times the question is whether they should buy a pre-owned used car or get a lease. You find a lot of people leaning towards the leasing because it takes away the worry of maybe something down the road having a problem with the car or something, and payments are usually very, very low. And so when they're off to college, they have a good, solid, brand new car that they don't have to worry about. And on the flip side of that, though, the pre-owned car, I bought my son a 175,000-mile car to start, and then I went to a 143,000-mile car after he banged that one up. And now he's actually in a lease, believe it or not. But so I go back and forth with the experience with both the cheap pre-owned one, just to get them going, and then like I said, a lease is a great alternative.
Good stuff, Brian. Appreciate it as always. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for taking a few minutes here to join us on the South Jersey Sports Report.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man. Take care. That was Brian Broomell, General Manager of Boardwalk Honda.